welcome to Saucy Cat. My name's Zoe, and it's time for one of my favorite ingredients of all time, and my favorite ways to use it, tofu. Let's get into it.
Let's start out with some takeout with some sweet and sour tofu. Grab a medium saucepan on the stove and add in some brown sugar. Now that we got the sweet out of the way, we're going to add in some apple cider vinegar, pineapple juice, soy sauce, water, and ketchup. Turn it on to medium-high and whisk it good so that ketchup breaks down and everything is smooth. Keep it on the heat until it begins to simmer, then bring the heat down to low. The sauce is going to seem very runny at this point, so let's fix that now. Get your stretches out of the way now because we're going to add some cornstarch and whisk, whisk, whisk. We want that cornstarch to dissolve fully into our sauce by constantly moving the liquid. This will begin to thicken it up and become more saucy. At this point we have an amazing sauce, but we're going to want something to put that on. Bust out a frying pan and heat up some sesame oil on medium-high. Add in some cubed extra firm tofu and start browning the sides. Now add some sliced red pepper and onion and some fresh pineapple chunks. Keep everything on the heat for about 10 minutes or until everything is thoroughly fried to your liking. Add all of our fried goodness to the sauce and mix until everything is thoroughly coated. Finally, let's serve this up on a bed of jasmine rice and let's plate this dish. This right here is a Chinese classic. Our sauce has a bold tanginess to it that really is brought out in this dish.
Next is my favorite Indian dish, some vegan Paneer Tikka masala. Paneer is an Indian cottage cheese, and an easy vegan substitute would be tofu. Pat dry a block of extra firm tofu and cut it into 1-inch cubes. Toss them in a bowl with a good sprinkle of garam masala and a tiny drizzle of olive oil. Lay the tofu flat on a baking sheet and bake at 450 for 30 minutes. Now chop a yellow onion, some garlic, and fresh ginger. Set a large pot onto the stove at medium-high and add some olive oil. Add in the onion, garlic, and ginger and saute for about 2 minutes. Onto some spices. In a small bowl, whisk together coriander, paprika, turmeric, garam masala, cinnamon, chili powder, curry powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, and salt. Add that bowl of aromaticness to the pot and mix everything together. Cook for another 10 minutes. Dice up some Roma tomatoes and add them to the pot. Give everything another good mix and cook for another 15 minutes. You really want the tomatoes to sweat out their juices and for all the flavors to really merge together. Now grab a blender and dump in that delicious mess. Add in some coconut cream and blend it all for about 5 minutes or until completely smooth and clumps free. Return the gravy-like sauce to the pot and do a couple taste tests. Add any more spices as you deem fit, then pour in the tofu. Mix so the tofu is coated, grab some fresh basmati rice, and let's plate this dish. I can tell you already, this smells amazing. This is really good. The spices we used add a really rich, complex flavor to it that pops out very well, and it's so good.
Finally, let's get creative with a vegan Caprese salad. Grab a block of extra firm silken tofu, cut it in half lengthwise, and then slice it into a bunch of small, thin squares. Add those squares into a container and pour in some apple cider vinegar until it almost covers the tofu. Put that into the fridge and let it marinate for 30 minutes before straining it out and setting aside. Now take out some cocktail tomatoes and slice them into thin pieces. I like these tomatoes for this dish because they're the perfect size when we layer them up. And last but not least, grab some fresh basil. I have an abundance of this year, so I'm picking it fresh from my balcony. Give it a good wash and now we can start building. Start off with a piece of tofu, then a tomato, and then a basil leaf. Repeat that pattern until you have a good looking plate. Garnish this up with some fine sea salt, some freshly cracked black pepper, and a good old spritz of balsamic vinegar. Just a couple of simple ingredients and we're ready to serve this dish. This is so classy looking and so easy to make. The balsamic vinegar really ties all these flavors together, and it is so nice and fresh.
Well, that does it for today. Let me know what some of your favorite ways to use tofu are down in the comments. Like and subscribe for more. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Saucy Cat.